In the last 18 months, I've signed 173 high-ticket clients using a new 3-step client getting process, which is the exact formula Kevin used to sign a client who's paying him $30,000 per month. And it's made $5 million for me and my other clients. Step 1 is a non-negotiable. We both know here and now that if more people knew you existed, you would genuinely have more clients. So step 1 is simple. We need to connect with your ideal clients, and I'm going to show you how to do it really quickly. But I want you to pay attention because there are 2 very important steps you have to do right in this process that most people don't talk about enough. Otherwise, you're going to get a 4x lower acceptance rates. So look right here, this account is not using these steps and is only getting an 8.3% connection rate. But my account is getting a 33.5% acceptance rate. That's over 4x difference. So first, let's run over to LinkedIn Sales Navigator and run a search for decision makers who are qualified to buy from you. So you've got to set up your search filters very precisely. So you're going to head over to leads and you're going to start putting in the industry, the company type, the job title. Now let's do a very quick one here. Let's go, for example, for founders. And I'm going to spell that incorrectly a little bit. Let's say founder. And we're going to want them to be based personally in North America. We're going to want them to work for a company with a headcount, let's say, of 11 to 50. And so the very first important step I'm going to show you is using the filter posted on LinkedIn. Now, when you use this filter, you automatically segment that whole list, which was 240,000 people over here, into 76,000 people. And these are the people that are active on the platform. Now think about this for a second. If you sent a connection request to someone that wasn't active, it's obviously not going to get accepted, and that's going to lower your acceptance rate. So you have to be using this filter all the time. We can do some other filters as well. For example, we can say they've been in their current company for 3 to 5 years. Maybe they've been in their current position for 3 to 5 years too. So it's more of an established business, maybe that hasn't got a huge amount of growth in there. And let's say we have 8,000 people. Now you're going to have different filters that you want to use. If you're trying to target IT people, you're going to want to have IT job titles. But let's assume that we have a good, clean list. We now need to connect with everyone. Now you can do this manually. You can open up each profile one by one. You can click onto their profile and you can click connect. But if you do it manually, it's going to take you around 45 minutes a day. So instead, I automate it. And by the way, I've tested all the LinkedIn tools, Dripify, Walaxy, Meet Alfred, literally every single one. I personally like a tool called HeyReach because I find it very simple to use, awesome UX UI, well priced, and pretty safe. So all I'm going to do is copy and paste the URL from Sales Navigator. I'm going to go over to HeyReach, click on the lead section, click add leads, Sales Navigator leads, click continue, and I'm just going to paste the URL there. You can do all the rest of the stuff such as adding your list name. Let me call it test 1 list today, and then you can choose some senders for that list as well. You then have to click start importing. It's going to import in the background, but let me show you the next step straight away. You're then going to create a campaign and head over to this sequence section. Now in this process, you're going to say if they're a connection, and if they're not connected, you're going to send them a connection request. Super simple. But here's the second really important thing I mentioned. You're not going to write anything over here. Absolutely nothing. You're going to click save, and this is the reason why. And it's been documented on HeyReach, and I've seen it documented on pretty much every other LinkedIn tool, but empty connection requests outperform personalized ones. So on average, on HeyReach right now in this blog article, they say they have a 27% acceptance rate with an empty connection request. But if you add text, it goes around to 22%. And the reason why is because when you add text, it generally becomes a little bit salesy and generally actually stops people from being curious and wanting to accept your connection. Now, if you've set this up right, HeyReach will automatically send around 100 to 200 connection requests per week, and you will connect with 30 to 60 qualified leads per week too. And that's awesome, but getting people to know you is only the first step. The next step is why some accounts get twice as many clients as others. Step 2 is about building trust on LinkedIn. So much trust that cold strangers believe you can help them, become hot leads, and you know what? They then sign as clients. Now here's something that might sound crazy. You can actually make people trust you in under 15 words. And to know what those 15 words are for you, you have to answer this golden question. Why should you listen to me? And let me show you a really quick example. In the last 18 months, I've signed 173 high-ticket clients. See, that's a hook. It's at the very start and it makes you think, stop. I should pay attention because whatever he has to say probably now works because he's given me proof for it. And you can use this tactic on LinkedIn too. Let's look at this post. It's by Casey Hill. He goes, in my class at Stanford, I teach the 5 degrees of content. This can help give intentionality to your social strategy. I now want to read the rest of this post because he has shown me authority, and he said, in my class at Stanford, I instantly trust him. I instantly trust what he has to say. Santosh did another similar one. He said, for 13 years, I've been on the front line for the B2B data wars. Here are the 5 strategies startups can use to defeat larger incumbents in their battle for market share. Why do I want to listen to this post? Why do I want to read it? Because he told me for 13 years he's been on the front line. It makes it sound like the insight that I'm about to receive is going to be incredibly valuable. And even if you haven't, for example, taught a class at Stanford, or you haven't spent 13 years on the battle line, you've definitely done really cool things. And this can honestly be anything. We have David, for example, who said, I controlled $3 billion, I led 5 global programs, I had a 28-year career, now I'm finally revealing my leadership playbook for free. It sounds like this leadership playbook has contributed to a massive career success, so why wouldn't I want to read this post? So the strategy is quite simple. To make people trust you at the start of your posts, just make a really clear statement about why someone should listen to you. And this is so important because this is what makes your personal brand really powerful and stand out against anyone else using AI or also being a pretender. Now at this point, if you've done it right, you're going to get some likes, you're going to get some comments, you may even get some inbound messages from prospects. But if you want to make sure you're getting every single lead possible to convert into a client, you're going to want to do the next step. Now, step 3 is the conversion step. My team uses this method all the time. In the last 14 days, we booked 8 qualified sales calls with 10 million plus revenue SaaS brands for a paid ads agency client. Now, it's the same technique I helped Joshua use, a consultant, when I worked one-on-one with him in our coaching program, and he booked 36 calls and closed £100,000 in 8 weeks in revenue.
The last 8 weeks, I've had revenue collected of just over 90,000, and cash collected within this time has been 24,650.
So what you're going to do is you're going to turn the people that know you and trust you into a booked call so you can close them on the back end. Question is, who are these people and what do you say to them? And here's the step-by-step play. First, you have to look for people that show some form of intent that they know and trust us. And typically on LinkedIn, these are the people that are liking and commenting on your post. They're the people that have just connected with you because you sent them a connection request, or maybe they've sent you a connection request. And they're also people that have viewed your profile. So you can check people who have viewed your profile on LinkedIn really easily. These are people liking, commenting, connecting with you, but also anyone that has viewed your profile is a sign of intent too. Now, all you have to do is open up those profiles, check if they're your ideal client profile, and now we need to send them a message that is designed to get a response. And this message is really simple. It's a 3-parter. The first thing you say is, hey, I saw you did something. I saw you did an action. The second thing you say is, I did something too to show you that I researched you. And then you go 3, a question, how's whatever going along? So for example, I saw you commented on my post. I checked out your ads. They look really cool. How's your paid ad strategy going? And what that message does is it shows that it's relevant for them. It shows you've done a little bit of research and you ask a question to start a conversation. Now, what I've found is that these messages, when done right, can get a 30% response rate. That's really, really high. And once they respond with you, you have a normal back and forth conversation as if you're at the coffee shop with them. What you do is you ask questions to uncover their pain. Stuff like, how are you dealing with X? What are your results with Z? What's stopping Y from going even further? And then you begin to get an idea of what they're struggling with. And then eventually you say something along the lines of, and this is only if you want to book them in for a call, we did the same for this other client. We've done this before. I've solved this problem. Can I show you what we did? And when they go, yeah, you go, cool. How does next week look for you? And it's as simple as that. So that's the blueprint on how to get clients from LinkedIn. But if you want to get really quick revenue from LinkedIn, you should watch the next video because it will show you a technique that uses something called a micro offer that helps clients close ridiculously fast.